All right, what's going on, guys? It's Noah Pioneer Sport Cards back for another market recap. It feels just like it was yesterday that I was making one of these, but time to see how the market's looking and how it ended up playing out in January. Of course, I'll go over my predictions for next month, and we can see how I did for me predicting it. This month, my predictions, I can say, and my numbers were off because I assumed Hamilton would win the title. That obviously didn't happen, and Verstappen ended up clutching it up. So some of my predictions are going to look a little funny based on that. So let's just kind of compare. Oh, we'll get to my predictions. So it was 5:30. This is Hamilton's Sapphire, just raw. I said it was going to be 575, predicting him to win the championship. Ended up at 502, down 5% from month to month. Next one up, I had Verstappen. Sorry, not Verstappen. This is Hamilton's Chrome base. His Chrome base I had at 130. I ended up 130. I don't know. The Chrome doesn't move a whole lot, so I thought that was pretty safe. Next one up is the Verstappen. I predicted a 255 end for this month to start it. Ended up being a whopping $420. Going up 43%. Verstappen's Raw was the clear winner here. And I guess another one that we'll get to, but those are the two clear winners. Next one up we have is, I want to make sure I have it right. It is Lando Norris. That is correct. Lando Norris, I said it was going to end at 140. He ended up right at 140. Happy with this one, though. This one wasn't that big of a deal because I assumed he was going to kind of go down a little bit. Next one, we have George Russell. I predicted a 120. He actually went up to 155, which is funny. This is the first time I've seen George Russell and Lando Norris move independently from one another. So I'm really curious to see how this ends up next month because they ended up flip-flopping where Russell was the higher price compared to Lando. So maybe the market's a little bit down on Lando. Maybe they're higher on George Russell. Only time will tell until next month to see if this trend continues or if it goes back. The other big winner we have for Raw is going to be the guy I've been saying to buy for the last few months, Charles Leclair. I predicted him to be at 55, but he ended up getting to a whopping $95, almost 100, up 60% month to month. Him and Verstappen were the clear winners. I'm very happy with this, as I have been saying to buy him constantly. Not quite where I think he should be, but definitely on the right track. This next one that I had at 2,300 was going to be the Chrome Sapphire boxes. I predicted 2,200. They ended up being 23, or they were 2,275. I rounded up slightly. Or sorry, I completely read that wrong. 2,300 is what I predicted. They ended up at 2,200. They ended up going down $50, but that's more or less holding even. Next one, I was kind of surprised by this. The Chrome boxes, I predicted to be 2,100 to kind of match the Sapphires that I predicted, but it went down surprisingly enough from 2,000 to 1,850 a box. So I wouldn't be surprised if this rebounds in the short term, as this seems like a difference that I wasn't expecting. So maybe this catches up, or maybe Sapphire's finally proven to be the more hyped product, if you will. All right, so now these bottom ones we're going to go to are the PSA 10s. This top one that I predicted to be at 1,600 is Lewis Hamilton. That did not happen with him not winning the championship. He's down to 1,350, 12% loss, but this is all these PSA 10 numbers are pretty healthy for moving around. Next one I have Verstappen. I predicted an 850. He ended up being an 850. Funny that even when I predicted him to lose the championship when he won, ended up being the same price. I think this also do with just the pop counts as more cards are being sent in. Numbers are starting to just line up a little bit better. We have Lando Norris next. I predicted him to continue to fall down because his month to month was continuing the downward trend. He broke it. He went up to 465 for a 5.5-6% gain, which is nice to see that we found at least the floor, and maybe we'll see him continue to go up higher. One that, like I said in the top, was very interesting to me is George Russell flip-flops with Lando Norris, and he is the more popular driver between the two. I predicted him to be 450, and he was 540. He got me by almost $100, which is really good for those PSA 10s. Last one up I have is the Charles Leclair. I predicted 400. It was at 460, so I said he was going to go down. When it ended up going down, Leclair is just going to suffer from pop count the next few months, with just him being that driver that not a lot was sent in. So the more that's sent in, the better it'll do for that. And now we get into my predictions. I'll be honest, my predictions are pretty mellow. I don't expect too many big jumps since it is the off season. So I have Hamilton basically holding even from 502 to 500. I have his Chrome holding steady at 130. I have Verstappen to slowly tumble back down to 275. This is the one that I struggled with the most predicting. I could easily see this staying up in the 400s to even high threes, but I had to take a guess. I was going to be bearish on it. That was what I guessed. I have Lando Norris and George Russell going to 140. This is more to the fact that Lando's always outpaced George for these, so I kind of expect them to be neck and neck like they always have. I have Leclair kind of holding steady around this 90 mark. I have him going down slightly to 90. Wouldn't be surprised to see this go up to 100. Chrome boxes, I think the regular Chrome will come up to meet the Sapphire a little bit closer. I think this gap of about, $350 is a little too much. So I expect Chrome to pick it up a little bit. PSA 10 prices, not a lot, honestly. You can see I have them holding pretty steady, but slight dips just because of the population. And yeah, that is this month in Formula One. I think this was I forgot to change this. We don't need this. I kind of just talked about what it was. But yeah, this was a good month for F1. Good thing that Verstappen won for some more market viability for investments besides Hamilton. Really happy with how the month went. I'm curious to see how it goes for next month with no F1 races. I mean, this is the only month where there is no F1 content whatsoever. We will get some testing next month, so that'll spice it up for sure for the March episode. But for February, I expect it to kind of quiet down. Not a whole lot of changes. All right, hope you guys enjoyed looking at how the market ended up playing out for this month. I'll be sure to come out with a video next month. Hope you guys are all having a great day. The 100 subscriber giveaway is ending in a few days, so make sure to go check out that video from a few days ago if you haven't. All right, take care. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.